everybody. Have a nice night. I'm Vedat Zar, the president of International Institute of Health, Safety, Environment. We are very happy to coming together today again with support of our institutes also. Thank you very much, Brendon, to joining these interviews and sharing your time with us.
Thank you, Vedat.
Yeah, and I need to tell about the interviews. We want to show good examples, good leaders around the world for the youngs and also for the other professionals to also support the institutes and the people to coming together about the global issues and global projects. All together, we can be stronger, and we are very happy to doing this type of works for the future also we will do. Have got too much international committees. We are a global network for universities, individuals, companies, organizations, and all the institutes around the world. And today we are here to meet with Brendon James and also Sustainability Institutes of Trinidad and Tobago. Welcome, Brendon.
Thank you, Vedat. I want to say thank you to yourself, the institute that you belong to, your global audience. I am extremely humbled to be here today to speak with you on what I consider a very, very important topic. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much also to you. And I want to start with yourself and your companies. Could you please tell about yourself and your companies?
So have been in the field of HSE for many, many years, 24 years actually this month, working in the energy industry. I did not start in the field. I will even say the field found me. I started working offshore, working operations for a number of years until I experienced a major fatality offshore. There was a major explosion that took the lives of two people. And I remember going home to my dad saying, I'm not sure if I could do this anymore. And I immediately switched into HSE and specifically have been really passionate about process safety. And that evolved into really being passionate about sustainability for our Twin Island state and for the Caribbean. So that is a little bit about my story and actually how I have entered into the field. And I am truly loving the work that we are doing.
Yeah, very nice. Thank you very much. And I want to remember audience about they can ask their question. This is an interactive interview, so they can join with their questions. Please write your questions on chat parts of our interviews in LinkedIn and also YouTube. We are doing these interviews on all Wednesdays on two platforms. So please join us with your questions. And my second question is about your motivation. We want to know more about you. What motivates you to work in this field?
What motivates me is it started off with that major accident that I experienced offshore. And it has evolved over time because I have always been internally curious about the things that influence how we make decisions around risk. How do we weigh risk against opportunity? And how do we weigh those two things so that we make the right decisions for ourselves and for the future? And a number of years ago, we started realizing that being an oil and gas nation in Trinidad and Tobago, that we have to embrace sustainability as an overall strategy for the economic survival. Because of climate change and being an island state, we are the first to have the impact of climate change on us. So we have to, right? We don't have much of a choice to embrace sustainability to help improve our overall economy and to have the impact that we want to have on the global stage. So, really, my main motivation today is about sustainability for my people, for my country, and by extension, for my own family. That we could now start looking at the triple bottom line, which is people, profit, and planet. We could do all things, all three things, if we are conscientious about the risks that we take and we are strategic about the things that we put in place to help manage those risks and improve our overall productivity. So that
Yeah.
has really been my focus. And the lens in which I see my impact is actually in data science. And I know we'll talk a little bit about that.
Very nice. Thank you. And what do you personally think should be done globally to improve the future of health safety environment?
I have been advocating in my professional circles that HSC professionals should start embracing a data driven approach. I have always said that I think we have had enough accidents in the industry, enough environmental incidents in the industry that we could prevent the next 100 or 1,000. We have a repository of information that is available, but how do we now take that information in a way that's accessible and that I can utilize to make decisions? I really have this vision of being able to have an open source database that I could tap into that highlights the learnings and the recommendations and actually the improvements across different industrial profiles that we could utilize, smaller countries like myself who has not experienced those things before, and then we could utilize those things to inform our own strategies. I really see there's a clear strategy for countries like mine to embrace data analytics, data science, marrying that with your sustainability strategies to help improve performance, both the environmental and the HSE side. So I really think that is something that globally all HSE professionals that actually embrace artificial intelligence, machine learning, data science, it can really help in terms of improving our overall performance.
Yeah, thank you. And the next question is about your institute. What is your global projects for the future?
So the Sustainability Institute of Trinidad and Tobago is a very new organization. It was professionals who work in the field of HSE and in other fields as well, who came together and realized that things are changing rapidly and we have to adjust. So
Yeah,
we came together under the banner of sustainability is the strategy for diversification and to improve our economic outlook. And we started with that message. We have actually been making inroads and making linkages. One that has been very important for us is actually the Institute of Environmental Management and Assessment, IEMA. They are based in the UK and they are a global organization that is promoting sustainability. And working with them, we're trying to bring like minded people together in the Caribbean. And now we want to create that as a platform that we could start having conversations with other institutes like yours and any other global institute that share the same values as us. So our institute right now is really focused on that outreach. Who can we connect with that are like-minded? Who would want to work with us with regards to projects? How can we build a cadre of sustainability professionals within the region who could take the work forward?
very nice, very good. Thank you very much. And the next question about youngs. What is your recommend to young people in the field of prevention? I'm asking about institutes, associations, what they can do with their youngness.
So, one of the things about sustainable energy, the energy transition, and sustainability is there are a number of young people that are very fired up. They're passionate about it. They think about the future of the earth and the planet, and they want to do more. My advice to them is to first, you need to know the fundamentals. You need to understand the economics of the changes. You need to understand the environmental science. You need to understand the science-based goals that needs to be put in place to be able to achieve that 1.5-degree global limit in terms of global warming. We
Mhm.
need to understand the geopolitical dynamic associated with these changes,
Yeah.
educate yourself, and then get involved. Take that same energy that you have towards dealing with sustainability and really get involved, but go back to the fundamentals and link with institutes like ours to get that coaching and mentoring and support. And our job is to actually reach out to you as well, young people.
Yeah, thank you. And I want to remember, yeah, also audience too. They can ask their questions to you. They can write on the chat their questions for your institute, also for yourself. And my next question about the global problems of our professionals, health safety environment professionals. What do you think? What we need to do for the people who want to work around the world with any problems, without any problems?
I think the challenge is twofold. One part of the challenge is that many organizations do not have the HSE profession similar at the same level as they will have other professions, let's say within different organizations. So, for example, and I'm using this as an example, an
Mhm.
internal audit manager or executive may report directly to a board because internal audit may be seen as critical for the
Mhm.
safety for an organization's function.
Yeah,
But the HSE profession may not necessarily have that same strategic access. They
yeah,
may report directly to a CEO, but it is not seen as a major governance issue. So one of the challenges that I see is that the agency profession has to be the main discussion at the level of the boardroom, at
yeah.
that strategic oversight level. And of course, at the executive management level, you need to have the systems and structures and the framework in place to allow HSE to be able to function properly. I have a saying, all challenges that we face in organizations are an HSE challenge. Whether it
Mhm.
starts in finance, in HR, in procurement, I would say 99% of the challenges an organizations can face can manifest itself as an HSE problem. So a pulse on the HSE performance of an organization gives you an idea of the health of that organization, business-wise as well as operationally. So that is where I see the challenges lie with the HSE professional. We also have to be bold. We have to get involved. We have to demand that we have to have be part of that strategic conversation as well. So it's important in the HSC professional not to wait to be chosen, but to present themselves as an option of helping improve organization performance and governance. That is just the way that I see it.
Yeah, thank you very much. And my last question, and I will ask audience questions. Can you share with us a pleasant memory you had in your profession? Maybe profession, maybe your private life.
So one of the memories that I had that was very, very pleasant is a project that I'm working on right now that I felt very strongly about, and I think it's making the impact that I want. In our country, climate adaptation is something that we are faced with. Because of what is happening in the climate, our rainy season, we tend to have much higher levels of rainfall. And
Mhm.
that rainfall intensity causes flooding. So instead of waiting for a government or an institution to find a solution, I actually built one from the ground up. So I actually built a database with areas that flooded across my country for 5 years. And I'm using that data to help predict flooding for the future. And that project is gaining a lot of steam. I speak to a lot of government agencies and they're very excited about it because it allows them to use data to now influence strategic decisions about emergency response, about climate adaptation, and it's far reaching. So that is something that I'm really proud of. It's something that I wasn't told to do. I just did it because I have a passion for the field. And I really think that data science, data analytics, machine learning, artificial intelligence, which is all the tools that I use in my profession, could help improve our planning and our execution around climate change and climate adaptation.
Yeah, and thank you very much. And I will ask from audience now. Karen C. Baran asking one question, very long question. Hi,
Mhm.
Brandon. As someone deeply committed to the energy transition towards sustainability, You have undoubtedly encouraged various challenges and opportunities within the health, safety, environment realm. Given your extensive experience in the oil, gas, petrochemical, and power industries, how do you envision the integration of health, safety, environment principles with the renewable energy initiatives, particularly in the context of Trinidad and Tobago's energy landscape? Moreover, considering your expertise in process safety and data analytics, how can these disciplines be leveraged to not only ensure compliance but also drive innovation and foster a sustainable future in the energy sector? He is asking.
All right, thanks a lot. That's a pretty extensive question, but I'll answer it from a high level and just give examples. I
Yeah.
really think that the sustainability drive and climate change is such a huge problem that it really requires governments and organizations to now reform and change the way that they're structured to deliver on their mandate. In that the sustainability drive and sustainability function should really be a department by themselves, whether in government, whether in an organization. You should have a strategic plan and intent with your own department, your own people. And the people within that department needs to be multifaceted. We need engineers, we need professional managers, we need professional environmentalists, we need biologists, we need sustainability professionals, we need HSE professionals, we need all of the above. We need a mix of people working together as a team, coming together with new ideas and new ways of thinking that will allow us to be able to implement what we know. And the risk management framework in process safety or in HSE has always encouraged that. The team approach, multidisciplinary approach, having all the stakeholders around the table, assessing the risk, coming up with the solutions, and then implementing together, understanding the stakeholders' needs as well as understanding the constraints. It's important that we start looking at sustainability as not just something to add on to someone's portfolio, but as a force in itself that a government or an organization should really dive into and
Yeah.
get involved in and implement. So I
Thank
hope that answers the question.
Yeah, thank you very much. And Lisa Hudson is saying that that is such an important project given climate change. I am pleasant to hear about this project, Mr. James. Thank you, Lisa, for sharing your ideas.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I want to ask also one question about sustainability. Do you find global efforts for the future of the Earth sufficient? What can be done? I mean, the project that given by the countries is enough for the future of the world. What do you think about sustainability?
I think sustainability is, even though we talk a lot about it, the substance in terms of the decision making around sustainability is not where it's supposed to be. I am a huge advocate. One of the things that I'm a huge advocate for on the policy side is a price on carbon. I think if it is we are looking at and trying to be serious about reducing our carbon impact or carbon footprint or greenhouse gas footprint, that we should have a price on carbon that is commensurate with the risk so that it now creates the economic incentives for businesses to change. I don't believe in just banning activities. Banning activities will not solve the problem. We need to create the economic incentive. And I really, even though I know it's extremely difficult and I could dream a bit, I really do dream of the day where we could have a global carbon price or maybe global carbon prices for different regions of the earth that will now influence the way business operates. I think that is going to leverage and create the momentum and even supercharge the momentum that has already started.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining, and also for the audience. We are very happy to coming together about global issues. This is so important to work together to change the world in a good way. And for the audience, I'm very happy to welcoming you each Wednesdays. We will start with the companies also, very good companies. Hello to your
Yeah.
yes son also. Yeah. Hello.
Give me a minute. Sorry about
No
that.
problem. No problem.
Yeah.
We are a family. Thank you very much
Yes.
for joining.
Thank you.
And, yeah. Hope to see you for the next week. Have a nice week also. Thank you very much
You
to
too.
joining.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yes.